What is up, weather enthusiasts? I'm your host, Pat's Path Predictor. Let's get right into the weather. Alright, so this is the situation we have right here, ladies and gentlemen. We now have an enhanced risk issued for tomorrow, day 2, for the Dallas DFW area, as well as parts of Oklahoma and northern Texas. We're going to go ahead and go over all of this. Here's the tornado risk right here at 5% for these areas, 2% for the remaining. The wind risk is at 30% from Dallas all the way to the Arcla, Texas area, my apologies. And 15% from San Antonio to Shreveport, as well as the Louisiana-Mississippi border. Look at the hail risk, though. The hail risk, Dallas is right front and center at this. 30% hatched risk, which means there is a 30% risk of 2-inch hail or greater happening within 25 miles of a point. Why? We'll get there in just a second, but we also have 15% risk from San Antonio all the way to the Oklahoma-Arkansas border, and we'll go ahead and go over all of this right here and right now. Let's go ahead and first take a look at the summary real quickly, and then we'll get to the models. Scattered severe thunderstorms capable of producing large hail, damaging winds, and a few tornadoes appear likely Thursday afternoon and damaging and evening across parts of the southern plains. Some of the hail could be very large over south central Oklahoma and north central Texas right there. We're going to go with that being said, we're going to go ahead and show you what the models are looking like. This is what we got right here. This is what the cape is and the unstable shear is. This is from the RAP model right here. And as you can see, we see this cape in a lot of these areas cracking 2,000, in some places almost 2,500 right here. This is DFW right here. It's anywhere between 2,000 and 2,500, as well as parts of southern Oklahoma. The speed shear is also rather impressive. It's around 65 of knots at 6 kilometers. So let's go ahead and show you one of the soundings that we have right here to give you a better idea of what's going on. It'll take a second. There we go. We're looking at a lapse rate of around 6.8 degrees Celsius per kilometer, which that's basically how much the parcel is cooling as it gets higher. If we're seeing a value of over 10 or even around 9.8 or so, at 10 is a good estimate. That's an absolutely unstable atmosphere, and you're going to get a lot of severe weather with that. Even though we're close to 7 with this, it's still rather impressive if you think about it, because the average is around 4, maybe 5 degrees Celsius per kilometer, but that's what we're looking at. And as you can see with the shear at the 0 to 1 kilometer, it's not really that impressive. It's only around 18 knots for tornadoes, and the SRH is around 81, which does make up for it for a little bit, and so does the Cape. The Cape values are around 2,400 in what I've looked at. The surface to 3 kilometer, the SRH jumps up to 210, and we have the shear of 47 kilometers. However, that is mostly speed shear, and that's not really a directional shear. Now, if we had more directional shear, we'd see a higher tornado risk. However, because it's mostly speed shear, we could still see some supercell development, and we're still going to potentially see some large hail, considering how quickly this stuff is going to be cooling off. Although the potential hazard type is still tornado, it's basically given on the Cape and the LCL right there. Like the LCL and LFC, they're right next to each other right there. So basically with the LCL, that's the lowest condensation level. I like to call it the lowest cloud level. And that's basically when the mixing ratio and the parcel basically collide in the SKU-T. I know I'm not making too much sense with what I'm saying right there, but basically, if you see them collide at a lower area, basically, if the parcel path gets warmer than the temperature basically lower, and even if that profile gets a little bit thicker and less longer, then you could see some severe weather. This area right here is where the Cape is for what you're looking at right there. So that's basically what we're looking at right there. I'm going to go ahead and show you another sounding out of Dallas now. This is at 2,100. This basically the cap with this, there's no cap with this too. So so that's going to be interesting to take a look at, because if there's going to be a little bit of cap, it's going to hold off the big stuff going on until the afternoon. But if there's no cap, like there is in some of these areas, then it's going to go off willy-nilly, and we won't really see anything that organized. But that'll be interesting to take a look at. This is outside of Dallas. Look at that lapse rate, 8.2 degrees Celsius per kilometer. We're getting there. That's some of the higher-end areas right there. And the cap, as you can see there, is a little more impressive than we have. The Cape's at 2,400 joules per kilogram. the cap, which is this area right here, it is a little better than it is up in Oklahoma right there. So that's going to be interesting to take a look at. The 0 to 1 surface shear is around 21 knots right there. So that's going to be interesting right there. The surface to 3 is around 30. And look at these SRH values. We're at 174 for 1 kilometer and 185 for 3 kilometer. That's going to potentially cause some tornado development right there. And the surface to 6 kilometers around 52 knots, which is still pretty impressive. That's going to lead to some severe weather development. And we do, compared to what we had over here, we do have more directional shear down in the DFW area. So that's going to potentially enhance some more tornado development as we continue to move until tomorrow. So that's going to pretty much wrap up for this video right there. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you got something out of this. There is still an enhanced risk for tomorrow, and we will continue to update you here on the Pat's Path Richter channel. But with that being said, hit the subscribe button. It helps us out and helps us make more videos like these. The goal of this channel is to get more people engaged with weather. But with that being said, have a wonderful day, guys. Stay safe.